Bro, that tape was definitely before its time and it got overlooked.
What happened to them? Where are they? And what are they doing now? That's what we'll be looking at in today's video. I've got 4 artists that I know you're gonna love, so stick around. Let's hop into it. Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller's story is one that is plagued with controversy and has been almost swept under the rug within the hip-hop community. Starting off his career in Atlanta around early 2014, a rap duo called Wedding Crashers was formed, which consisted of himself and Theodis Calloway. They began to attract a nice underground buzz with their mixtape called United Infinity, which grabbed the attention of local underground listeners and eventually the attention of super producer Cardo Got Wings, who was famously known for working with Wiz Khalifa. They also made a collab album together. But tragically, most known for being exposed and then later confronted by Meek Mill as being a ghostwriter on Drake's 2015 album, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Most remember the 10 Bands demo, which got leaked by Meek Mill and TMZ for having the exact same beat and flow as what Drake would later release as 10 Bands. This caused all sorts of issues for Quentin and created really bad press for Drake, as being your own writer was seen as a bit of an issue within the industry at that time. These issues would cause Drake to distance himself from Quentin, as the damages to his image would prove costly. There is obviously a dark side to the story though, one where Drake and Meek Mill pretty much squash their beef, go on with their lives and continue to have successful careers, and where Quentin Miller pretty much has to deal with the aftermath of this, record labels not wanting to deal with him, other artists not trying to associate with him, and that really, in his words, has stunted his career.
But it's not that way with me, because I just so happen to have had a situation with the biggest artist in the world, and it turned into a whole fucking ghostwriting scandal, and now I am the ghost. Now anytime people work with me, it's like I'm supposed to be a ghost, but I'm not a fucking ghost.
To make matters even worse, Quentin has also publicly stated that he was never actually paid for the work that he did on one of Drake's biggest albums, but this is due to his own publishing mismanagement, having signed to a publisher that pretty much signed his rights away to anything that he did while in that contract. There's a lesson to be learned here: always look over your contracts, always get a third-party lawyer involved, and just realize that it's always business and never really a friendship thing in this game. But since then, Quentin has quietly been working away, still releasing music on his own YouTube channel, and has actually got a credit on Nas's The Pressure, released in 2021, still claiming not to be a ghostwriter but rather a co-writer. It's always sad to see artists' careers get swallowed up by controversy, but in Quentin's case, this might have actually helped him out, as his writing ability seems to really outshine his rap image persona. So comment below if you know of any other works that he has been involved in, any songs that you like of him, and if you remember this era. The next artist on my list is Young Beef. Fernando Gomez, aka Young Beef, is a 32-year-old Spanish-born artist who you may have never heard of. He's super popular and even to some extent mainstream in parts of South America and Europe, so I can understand why some would not think he should be on this list. His early music around 2013 was very much Atlanta trap influenced, which slowly built him a local buzz. Music video and song after song, he would eventually attract the attention of super producer collective 808 Mafia, which would then help him get that stamp of approval in the hip-hop scene worldwide. Sadly, in 2017, he would be denied entrance into the United States due to visa issues, disallowing him from performing at South by Southwest. This is probably why a lot of US listeners might not know him. As we all know, a show like that is super important to non-US artists involved in the rap scene. Besides his musical ability and great ear, his versatility has been what I've enjoyed most about his career. He still raps over trap beats and even plug beats, but has also been smart enough to get into the reggaeton scene, which is where the major money in the Spanish-speaking countries is at. Overall, this is an artist I'd recommend you check out, even if you don't speak Spanish. He's got some really cool music videos and his overall straight up vibe. Young Leash.
Hey Mo, the fuck is y'all doing? That is not how you Leash walk, my nigga. This how you do that shit, yeah me.
Leash is an artist out of Washington, D.C., most famously known for his song and dance Leash Walk, and for having dated Kali Uchis in the past. Leash started his music career in D.C. in the early 2010s, starting off as a percussionist in a go-go band, where he would later start rapping over trap beats, eventually leading him to meet up and befriend rappers in the Chicago scene as they shared a similar taste in rhymes and beats. Leash was not as popular as, for example, Chief Keef at the time, but as he began to feature with them on songs, he would ultimately get more attention and fame later on. After a few more mixtape releases, the industry would begin to really notice him. He was featured in a 2014 music video from A$AP Rocky, and even rapped on a song with Young Lean. This gave further confirmation that he was really making his way up the ranks in the industry. He'd eventually go on to sign a record deal with Asylum Records, releasing his mixtape Leash, which didn't get as much attention overall, but still had some hits on it like Pew Pew and Whistle. Since then, Leash was dropped from his label due to assault allegations and has been pretty much quiet since. It's definitely recommended to check his stuff out with Glow Gang and Trap Money Benny though, as those songs are pretty much timeless and you can really play them in any era. They really just fit in, so check that out. Core, definitely one of my favorite, formerly known as Yukichiba, is a Japanese-born artist out of Tokyo, Japan. Core's early life was definitely not easy, being raised by a single mother and having his father commit suicide at an early age caused him to turn to music to help him deal with life. He began taking music seriously at around the age of 18, linking up with a producer named 318. They'd start releasing music under the label Gunsmith Productions, who helped Core get his name out there. Since the rap scene in Japan was so small at the time, he quickly drew a fairly large audience, dropping songs and music videos of his own, and even having his little brother release a song, Lil Core, which went absolutely viral. Core would later on release his second studio album titled Monochrome, which attracted an even larger international audience, eventually leading to even more features from artists like Frank Ocean, Andy Milonakis, and even Mariah Carey. I mean, listen to that feature list, like it's so diverse, right? It's just crazy. Some of his music has been seen as controversial within Japan, as it goes against the conservative nature of Japanese media. Many have praised his work as it's provided a voice for those going through things that the mainstream choose to ignore in Japan. Talking about drugs, depression, etc. These are generally not topics that are talked about on TV. Core's gone on to do a whole lot of cool things, but these days he seems to be taking it pretty easy. And, I can understand why. Having come from poverty, being around, people who are abusing drugs, I can understand why once you have some money that you'd want to take a breather. You can still occasionally find songs that he drops on the YouTube channel Ellie Hustle Hard Films, which had done all of his music videos, in the past since like 2014. But his Instagram is still active and he's still around, so definitely check him out. Really cool artist. Monochrome sounds amazing. Even the track he did with Andy Milonakis is pretty cool. There you go, that is my list of artists that you may have never heard of. If you have, definitely comment below if you enjoy listening to their music. If there are any other artists out there, definitely comment below those as well. Feel free to post what artists I should check out next. And as always, definitely check out the links in the description if you want to help support the channel. Let's get it.